I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying is a really interesting show. It's made me feel a lot more than I thought I would. It's really interesting considering it's very not that crazy concept. It's about an otaku named Hajime and his Yankee wife Kaoru kind of just enjoying their newly married life. And it doesn't seem like a crazy concept, but it still manages to really touch your heart in a lot of ways. And I believe that that is owed to the idealism that the show really, puts forward. Specifically, that relates to just accepting others for who they are, and especially in relationship, accepting your significant other for how they look, how they act, all their weird quirks, and just the happiness that can come from a relationship where the two people involved are completely understanding of each other's own special little quirks and humanity. So to begin with, we have to start with sort of the namesake of the show, or the reason why the show is called I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying, and that is the fact that Hajime is an otaku. Now, being an otaku isn't exactly a big selling point when it comes to finding a wife in Japan. So the fact that she accepts all of his strange quirks and all his weirdness as an otaku is the very first sign of this element of the story within I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying. Man, the title's such a mouthful, but yeah, let's keep going. In episode 5, called Drunker Devil, you see how Hajime sort of accepts Kaoru's drinking in return. Like, she has a lot of bad habits, such as smoking and drinking and all of that, and you see him just kind of accept that and like roll with the punches of, her having really bad blackout drunk episodes. Next, you have episode 6 is when her smoking starts to catch up with her and she starts to get a little sick. He holds himself responsible for that. He doesn't look at Kaoru and put a bunch of blame or get angry at her, even though that's stuff that is out of his control. He couldn't imagine having to tell her to stop because he knows that's just something she wants to do and he lets her do it, and in a sense instead tries to change himself, which leads to him trying to act normal and stuff, and Kaoru doesn't like that, so they end up in this weird place of just meeting each other halfway where they go back to being the way they were because they couldn't imagine each other being any other way. And you can kind of get a sense for why this is important, especially to Kaoru, in the episode called One Person Had to Survive on Her Own, aka episode 11, which depicts Kaoru's life before meeting Hajime, and just the downward spiral she began to fall into over a long period of time of just being on her own, and the day-to-day just molasses of her life, and how meeting him brought color into her life, into her existence, into the everyday stuff she kind of goes through, and all of that, and all of the weirdness he sort of has, all of his weird quirks, all of the strange behaviors he kind of puts up. Those things are inseparable from who he is in her mind. She wouldn't have him any other way, and that is a part of what makes her life happy. And you see the same thing is true for Hajime when it comes to all of Kaoru's unique quirks and bad habits. They're what makes her her, and they accept that about each other. And now it's not just limited to those members of the cast, those two, the main characters of the story. It also extends out to their friends as well. A great example of this is Rino and Nozomu. They're interesting in the sense that Rino looks a lot younger than she actually is and behaves in a very childish manner. Nozomu, other than like maybe poking fun of it from time to time, is okay with that, and he's okay with just her being the way she is. And outside of that, you also have Hajime's younger brother, Mayotoma, who presents very femininely outwardly, and everybody's fucking cool with that. It's kind of plays on certain jokes and whatnot, but everybody's fucking chill with all that and is accepting of the fact that, you know, that's the way he just likes to present himself. But yeah, the main takeaway of this video, I guess, is that sometimes it doesn't take a big show to like really make you feel things. I can't understand what my husband is saying is interesting in the sense that it only features around 3-minute episodes. So the episodes themselves are very short, bite-sized little, you know, packed little punches of emotion, and that's okay. And you really don't need that much to feel things, right? And in fact, it's actually an excellent example of how sometimes less is more. How it's easier to make something that is very high quality and hits you in the right places when you're limited in what you can do and how much you do. And I definitely feel like it's a format that fits, you know, 4-coma stuff better, or things that are supposed to be very short and not very like big as far as like adaptations go and stuff like that. Yeah, that was the point of this video, I guess. But anyway, I had fun and I hope you had fun too. Have a wonderful day, guys. And like, subscribe, do all the things, you know, the typical things YouTubers tell you to do, and I'll see you guys later.